piece of this and what's going to be needed in that. And we're going to end, though, going back to the city and state level. My great honor to introduce the other NewDEAL Forum Climate Working Group co-chair, Norfolk City Councilwoman Andria McClellan. She has the opposite problem, of course, of Kate, not the opposite, but a different problem with this extreme weather, with flooding in Norfolk. And she's done a great job since being elected in 2016, when she unseated a 16-year incumbent. She's been working to address sea level rise and climate mitigation. She actually co-chaired the Norfolk Mayor's Commission on Climate Change Mitigation Adaptation, which created her region's first ever climate action plan. We're so happy to have her here, and I want to mention that she also just announced her candidacy for Lieutenant Governor in Virginia, which is super exciting. So Andria, let me turn it over to you to close out this section.
Thank you, Debbie. And Dennis, you are talking my language about infrastructure. We have lots of needs in Norfolk, Virginia. So real quickly, Norfolk, Virginia, home to the largest naval base in the world. One of the largest concentrations of federal and military assets in the country, second busiest port on the East Coast, and we are second only to New Orleans in terms of flood risk. Just this weekend, we had severe flash flooding, not only in our region, but actually throughout the Commonwealth of Virginia. As the mayor said, climate change is not a future issue, it is a now issue, and we need to be addressing that. We've talked a lot about climate change mitigation and how to reduce our carbon footprint thus far, and I wanted to just tell you about what we're doing in climate change adaptation here in Norfolk and throughout the region. We've adopted the most resilient zoning code in the country, and so when we're building new, we're building with the mind for sea level rise that's looking at 1.5 feet by 2050, by 3 feet by 2080, and 5 feet or more by 2100. We also are looking at public-private partnerships, which has also been mentioned. We have an accelerator called RISE that was funded with the National Disaster Resilience Competition HUD money grant, where we are actually identifying new startup companies that are employing resilient technologies and engineering solutions to become the coastal community of the future. We're incubating those companies, cultivating those, and we hope to create a new business sector in Norfolk that we can ultimately sell to the rest of the country and other coastal communities as well. We're also focused on new financing tools for our property owners, utilizing PACE funding, which I know a lot of states are doing, PACE, which stands for Property Assessed Clean Energy. But in Virginia, we've added an R. We're calling it PACE-R, and the R deals with resilience. So we're allowing our property owners to also finance not only renewable energy and energy efficiency, but also resilience and stormwater projects as well. So we are focused on the now and the future. And because at the local level, we have billions of dollars of projects and certainly do not have the funding for that, we are looking for collaboration both regionally with other communities and cities around us, as well as with the state and the federal government and the military. I mentioned the concentration of military that we have in our area. So we're working on a variety of what they call JLUSE, or Joint Land Use Study projects with the military to identify arteries going in and out of that large Navy base to improve. And lastly, with a shout out to Microsoft and Brad Smith and the great work that they're doing, he mentioned the use of data. Data is going to be important as we look at attacking climate change. So data for us is going to be important when it comes to flooded roadways. How do we divert cars from those roadways so that people aren't wrecking their personal property? And as somebody has personally flooded out her husband's car, and it's very expensive, we don't want to have that happen. But we're also looking at data for future stormwater systems where we can start to divert floodwaters as we anticipate new and floods that are coming in, flash floods. So we're trying to be innovative, we're trying to be collaborative, and we're looking under every rock for money. So infrastructure plans and hitting the ground running in 2021 after we elect Joe Biden and Kamala Harris in November is going to be very important. And we hope that some of that's going to be coming to Norfolk, Virginia, and of course to my good friends in Wisconsin and Phoenix as well. But I'm grateful to the NewDEAL and for the opportunity to be co-chair on this climate change work group. The report that we put out has a lot of great ideas, and I encourage everybody to take a look at that and see how they can implement those in their respective areas. And I'm grateful for Lieutenant Governor Barnes, to be able to work with him. I've learned a lot. Mayor Gallego, and I think we're all available as people are reading this report. We're always available to answer questions, and we want to help each other. That's what the New Deal is all about. It's sharing good ideas so that we all make America a better place for everybody. So thank you very much, Debbie, for the opportunity to be here. And I look forward to watching the DNC and the convention here this week in Milwaukee.